Alright, so we are looking at criminal law. This is week 1. This is my third take of this video because I keep butchering it and going on weird tangents. But the lecture and the reading was quite fluffy. It spoke a lot about the ambiguity around crime. So how can we define a crime? Where do we source the definitions for crime, and what is a crime and what isn't a crime? What should come under criminal law and what should come under civil law, that sort of thing. So I was able to distill it down. So let's get to it. In loose terms, a crime is a legal wrong that can be followed by criminal proceedings which may result in punishment. So a legal wrong means it's against the law that can be followed by criminal procedures, criminal proceedings which may result in punishment. Yeah, okay, so these 2 points, legal wrong and criminal proceedings, are probably the most interesting points. We'll go right down here. Yeah, so a crime is not equivalent to breaking the law. So as we say, a crime can be followed by criminal proceedings. You can have legal wrongs that aren't followed by criminal proceedings. So for example, if you do a breach of contract, if you don't uphold your end of the contract, then that's a legal wrong, as we learnt in the contracts video. But it's not a crime per se. Administrative body. That's like, for example, if you park for 30 minutes at a 15-minute parking zone and you get a ticket for it, that's an infringement. It's not a crime. So that's the difference right there. It's that whether it warrants criminal proceedings. Now, criminal proceedings can only be, like, I remember I was trying to Google what's the difference between criminal proceedings and civil proceedings. There are some things that can apply. So, for example, criminal proceedings is when the state brings the charge against one person. Civil is when one person brings the charge against another person. But there is a little bit of ambiguity, and at the end of the day, the state or the judge or parliament or the powers that be, mostly parliament, I think, they're the ones that get to decide if an offence is a crime or not. It's a bit of a not so fun answer, but it's the answer that is. One thing I did note, I remember I asked this particular question in my tutorial. I said if I go down to my local basketball court and I play some basketball and I pick up my basketball as I'm dribbling and I take 1, 2, 3, 4 steps, that constitutes travel. Did I commit a crime? And the answer is no, because if there's no state, then there's no crime, and a state is defined as something which has a fixed location and that is not bound by another authority. So seeing as though the basketball, the game, the comp is in a New South Wales location, if the New South Wales government wanted to remove that location, then the courts would have to just abide by that. So therefore, I didn't commit a crime because the offence was not done under the state. So that's something pretty cool. That's a bit of a tangent. That's not really relevant to the course. So the thing about crime is that it has the power to restrict freedom. That's true. If I'm not allowed to kill you, then my freedom to kill you has been removed. What else do we have here? So there's a couple of considerations when we look at what should be a crime and what shouldn't. One is preventing harm. This is from the book On Liberty. There's a quote by John Stewart, paraphrase which says that freedoms should be removed only to prevent harm to others. So this is kind of more I guess, relaxed approach, but it has basically what he's saying is that it's illegal. Shooting someone causes harm, so therefore don't shoot someone. The only problem is that the definition of harm can be quite general and vague. So we've got physical harm. Obviously, if I punch you, then I've committed a crime. But then, like, if I heckle you to a certain extent, is that a crime? If I offend you, and then to what extent is being offended considered harm? So that can impact things like free speech. That's one thing. Another thing is morality. So we should enforce morals through our laws. The only problem with that is that morality is, unfortunately, subjective. If we lived in, say, a religious state where we all had a common set of values, common set of Christian ideals, for example, and then we could kind of marry sin to crime and make those the same thing. But we don't, so we're kind of making up our morals as we go. And so seeing as though one group of people might say abortion is bad and another group of people might say abortion is good, then morality, we can't strictly base crimes off morality because they won't apply to everyone. Excuse me. The last one is community welfare. should crimes be made for community welfare? So the problem with this is that it has a heavy restriction on freedom for the benefit of everyone, right? So this means that, let's say the government has a specific set of laws, and to enforce those laws, it means that everything that you do, both online and offline, is monitored. You've got a permanent speed camera in your car, and whenever you go over the speed limit, you get fined, that sort of thing. So it might, everyone might survive, everyone might, exist, but it heavily restricts freedoms if we take a community welfare approach. I'll probably write all these down. So approaches include yeah, I think that's about it. How long have I been recording for? I can't see, it doesn't show. But anyway, yeah, it's not merely a social unacceptable behaviour, although there is an overlap. I drew a Venn diagram. This was in my notes, forgive me, my handwriting's terrible, but you can see there on one side we've got social unacceptable behaviour and crimes, and they overlap, but they are two distinct things. So, yeah. In summary, a crime is only what Parliament says it is. Thank you for listening.